Go. Good morning and hello to you all. I don't know how many of you can see and hear us, but it's great to see you, everybody. This is the first episode of Seen and Heard, or Heard and Seen. How did we name it actually?
I think we said seen and heard, but I'm not sure anymore.
Uh, I cannot hear you. Rita?
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear now.
No
Okay.
sound. You can hear. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Lots of technical issues this morning. Bear with us while we're experimenting with everything. Hopefully, you can hear us and see us. And the dog.
Yeah, some dog issues also today, so never mind.
She also wants to be seen and heard. That's only natural.
Of course.
Okay, I don't see anyone. So,
Yes, there are actually, from what I can see, at least people, three person who are
nice.
alive with us. So, hello to you all. It's really nice to see you, and we can start. What current episode is about fear of. Oh my god, where is that? Fear of making mistakes. And we did a lot of mistakes this time from starting this page on LinkedIn, also from creating a YouTube channel, creating this live, and even starting this live show. So, Edita, if you could explain a bit of it about what we all did, what we did wrong, but we didn't have that much fear of it, did we?
Oh, I was terrified. I don't know about you, but I've been afraid this whole time, but I've been along for the ride. And yeah, we had loads of complications with setting up YouTube, the account, separate page on LinkedIn, where we bothered all of you to give us follows. Oh, thank you, Anya. You've been a great
Yeah.
supporter. We collected more than 150 followers, which was what Restream wanted from us. But we forgot that the page has to be 30 days old. So if we survive for 30 days, you'll see
I
us.
don't think we forgot it. I didn't even see that condition, so I was surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, everything is now ready. What's not working?
Mm,
So thank
lots
you
of
all
little
for
things.
following us, and it really means a lot to us. But we came to a hurdle that at least I didn't know before, that we need to wait 30 days before we can start live on this LinkedIn page. So at least for the moment, we will do these lives over our personal profiles and over YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow us there. Well, when I said forgot, maybe forgot to check is clearer and more accurate.
Yeah, I'm a typical male, so okay, there is a problem, I will solve it. I will not read the manual, so I just see the problem and do not see all the problems in advance. So yeah,
Right.
it's on me this time.
I have a similar approach. I press things and try to do things on my own until I see it's going nowhere. Then I go to the manual. I guess this reflects this episode as well. I said yes, and then I started checking everything that goes into it. Maybe I wouldn't have said yes otherwise.
Yeah, so just to explain what Dita is talking about, we talked about transferring from audio only show to the video, and she was obviously terrified to go to video. But I just somehow said, okay, we should just start in a week or two, and we started.
I
Is it
like your
really that
approach.
bad this time?
I'm okay. On a level
Okay,
1 to
you'll
10,
survive.
yeah, I'll survive. That's the important bit. Should we tell people what to expect from us? What is this seen and heard?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so the idea is to empower non native English speakers primarily to express themselves publicly, because both of us are non native English speakers. I'm an English teacher as well. And also, all business owners, educators, and others who want to start being more visible and to use video to their advantage. This is where Darko is helping me, and that way helping everyone else who wants to start this adventure. How
Yeah.
does that
So
sound to you?
it sounds great. So, from the perspective of non-native speaker, I can really say that you helped me much with coming out and talking in English in at least audio show now in video,
Hmm.
and I'm happy if I can help you with the video part and showing yourself on camera. For what I can see, you have no problem, no matter how much you say you're terrified at the moment.
I think I'm good at putting my educator hat on, and this is what I have to do every time I enter the classroom. Pretend that I'm not terrified. It helps.
Yeah, yeah, okay, it does help.
How do you deal with what you mentioned about English?
How to deal with English? Well, at least with time, as I was older, and as I'm getting older, it just doesn't bother me anymore. But when I first needed to speak English in public, at least business wise, I had, let's say, a lucky moment that I needed to talk with also non native speakers. So I was traveling to Romania for some business deal and needed to speak with them. So I just thought, okay, they're not speaking English that well anyway, neither do I. So we'll just somehow manage to talk to each other, and it was like this. So it was much easier to speak with other people who do not speak that perfect English, let's say it that way. So you see that it's not really that you cannot understand them, and it's not really that big of a problem if you need more time to understand each other. So along with this, I just started to get along more and more, and when I needed to speak somebody with someone who from whom the English was native language, it wasn't that much of a problem. Now that I
Okay.
see it in hindsight, perhaps it shouldn't have been a problem at all, but it's more in my mind. So I don't know if this answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So we're talking about experience, doing it,
Yeah.
which is the important part, and maybe easing yourself into it somehow by tricking yourself in a way, but thinking, okay, maybe I'm on a more equal footing with these people, so it's a bit
Yes.
more comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. And if I may ask this question for you also, how did you get with the fear of getting on camera? At
Hmm.
least in this public part on video show.
I think my motivation to be visible and to help my students to push them towards that was bigger than the fear. I think this is where
Mhm.
where it helped, to measure these two things against each other. And for me, for example, you are like the native video guy, so I don't have this kind of easing in because we're on an equal footing. But on the other hand, I have a sort of mentor, somebody to help guide me along, somebody who has more experience. So that helps for sure.
Okay. I must say it's also a thing that you teach, so it wasn't all that natural to me a couple of years ago. So yeah, with time, with practice, you just get into it, and it's not really that big of a problem. I think you were freaking out a few minutes ago when nothing was working, and I was just juggling with dogs and the technology here. Everything will be fine. So a minute or two late, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, that was not pleasant. But then on the other hand, I think when these things happen at the start, they're easier to deal with later because you have the experience.
Yeah, of course.
And it makes me happy. One thing that you always repeat, and I think we'll have as a separate topic, and probably will mention several times, that sort of minimalist approach when you start. I'm quite happy that I don't have 17 mics and cameras right now because I wouldn't know how to handle all of it. When I
Well,
saw you
at least it
switching,
helped us to get ready in a couple of minutes. I don't know how many mics are working at least now, but one is transmitting, so at least something is working. Uh, with English and usually with the overcoming fear of speaking, how do you actually help your clients?
well, the same way that you're helping me right now, I have them do it while they're afraid and anxious and nervous. And then I try to make them comfortable enough for them to feel safe to keep on doing it and practicing until it feels better. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
If
It
the
sounds even
motivation
too
is there,
simple.
yeah, I think this is the core of it, right? We have to build things around it, of course. Making people feel comfortable is not as simple as it sounds. Um, Making them understand what their needs are and then structuring the environment in that way, and making them feel safe and guided and all of that, it takes a lot of effort and knowledge, of course, but the main
Hmm.
thing is doing it.
Yeah,
Because
of
if
course.
it's all just in your mind, your perfect English that you speak to yourself but don't speak up at meetings, what's the point of it?
Of course. Okay, I'm just looking at our messages from LinkedIn because not all the messages are coming, and we welcome all the um, things, questions, and remarks that you have for us. Okay, Yura Fleiss is wishing us good morning. Morning, Yura.
Hi, Rai.
Lamia,
Thank you for being here.
Lamia is saying anxiety is the enemy. I really must say, yeah, it it for sure is.
I
And Anya, we can, I'd say we can even put this. Oh yeah, we can put this one here because messages from Anya are coming through. So
okay. We can see Anya's together.
yeah,
Yes, tech issues at the
tech
start. It
issues
has to
are
happen.
really normal.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
Yes, I must say also, Edita, you're a star. Not showing your terrified face when at the moment when we needed to go live, my camera wasn't working. You weren't even hearing me, and I was just. Um, you were probably left in the dark. What is going on? How is this going to even start?
Well, I had I had the confidence that you'll resolve it. That helped as well. The worst thing that could happen would be us not going live. And I would have survived
Oh
that as
yeah,
well. So
this would have been really bad. Oh, catastrophe.
I want to thank
I say
everyone
you
for the
even would have
support.
liked it better that way.
Maybe
Maybe
a
not
tiny
now,
bit. A
but 10
tiny
minutes
bit,
ago,
perhaps. Yeah. I was
okay,
just
let
going
me
to
just.
thank everyone for the support. It's really, really nice and helpful. For me, especially.
Yes, I also see Nabila is wishing us a good morning. And if I
Good
see any
morning.
more questions, no question, no additional questions for now. So great to see you all um, enjoying our conversation on LinkedIn and on YouTube, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you can hear us and see us. That's a really great start of this adventure. You asked me, Darko, how I help my clients. Okay. So Anna's question is connected to what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, it's
How do
exactly
you help?
connected to this. How long does it take for someone to appear on a video? Edita had at least a bit of experience in this, as she appears every day in her teachings with the. But you use Teams video calls, so you're on camera every day anyway. But in this public setting, I'd say, but you at least started to think a bit about it a month or two ago, so it wasn't just yesterday.
Yeah, it took some time
Yeah, it took
for the
some time. It
idea
took some.
to form.
Yeah, it took some time and took some persuasion for me to talk about advantages of going also seeing you as a person on camera and not just hearing your voice.
Is that what you normally do? Give people the advantages, or is there something extra?
Well, people usually come to me when they actually already want to create videos or go on some live show, or maybe they are asked to do an interview, video interview. So they come to me when they already know they either want it or they know they need to do it. So I just ease them in with some simple starting points, that they should do some simple videos to at least get accustomed to themselves on camera and hearing their voice, which is also a big thing because okay, you can see yourself every day on in the mirror, so it's not that big of a change. But
Both.
no
Fine.
one of us. I don't know. Okay.
Nobody?
Nobody nobody hears themselves their voice. So when someone first hears their voice on recording, it's always a reaction, no, that's not me, the camera, the microphone is wrong, so this is not working well. The point is, we all hear our voice from within, so our whole head is a speaker box, and we can hear from ears from within this speaker box. And everybody else is. Am I correct now? Please,
Both are
Mrs.
fine.
Teacher.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Okay. uh, uh, is hearing what comes from directly from our mouth. So we need to get accustomed to this voice.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, it is cringe. I still am not very comfortable with it. I don't know if I'm going to listen to this later. Good luck to those who will. We have
Yes.
another question.
Yes. You are sitting down and I'm standing up. Do we have any tips on what's better in regards to speaking English? What is better, to stand up or
I
to sit
recommend
down?
standing up.
Maybe
Yeah,
lying down.
moving.
Okay,
Always
for
pro
the video,
physicality.
yeah, and for the video, at least I can say it's better from the start to stand up because you are more dynamic, let's say this way, as you are not that much in the start concentrated only on camera. You need to stand up, so you move a little bit. You just move around the two dogs that I have here beneath me, so it's a bit of a juggle. And you're not that much concentrated on camera, and it's easier to start talking. Also, when you're sitting down, usually not working with your hands and hand gestures are directly visually very important in nonverbal communication. So this is also important to just wave around here and there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope this answers it.
Okay. I'm gonna get myself two dogs and a standing desk, taking notes.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I have a standing desk because of my back. I was working a long time in the IT, and when you sit down for 12 or 14 hours a day, your back starts hurting, and you just, with years, you realize it's better to stand and work. So I work on a standing desk. So this is a normal sitting down position for me anyway. But in regards when you're starting with video, yes, standing up, doing something besides just looking at the camera and concentrating only on this, it's a good thing to at least give you a bit of a think some so that your brain isn't totally concentrated on what am I doing wrong, what is not working now. So yeah, this is a good thing to at least start with standing up at least.
I think that's a good tip for the future. I'll
Ah,
consider it.
LinkedIn user. Okay, we'll need to see who the LinkedIn user is, or do I see this? I don't see this message at least here yet. Okay, best thing ever. It depends who you ask. Somebody cannot get accustomed to the standing desk. I tried with the walking machine on the standing desk for a couple of days. It doesn't work when you need to work, when you need to type something, when you need to concentrate on something. So this is not that good of idea. It's good for watching videos, but not much more than than that. A walking machine combined with the standing desk, at least from my experience.
Sounds like hell to me, to be honest. I don't think that would work for me. So
Well,
find what works for
well,
you and
you
what you're
work up
comfortable
to
with.
it, so it's maybe you have this high chairs that you have standing desk. You just kind of lean to them. So this is the start, and then after this, you start standing with the standing desk, and the top level is then the walking machine or however it is. I even tried with the what do you call it, this room bicycle. What's it called?
Exercise machines.
Yeah, exercise bicycle machine. So yeah, the same thing. You can watch videos, but not much more than that.
Yeah, not my style. I can't say. Oh, it's
Okay, sorry
Arnold
about
who
that.
was talking to us. Ah,
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
hi
LinkedIn
Arnold.
does this
Thanks for the
sometimes.
question.
Thanks for telling us. Yes. Anna, listen and watch. I'll do my best. I know that this is good advice. It's probably something that I should do, but I can't promise that I will for this first episode. Did you do it, Darko? First time you went live when there was a
Sorry, did
recording.
I do what? I was
Did you
just a bit
listen?
distracted with my dog.
Did you listen and watch later to see what you can improve, or what was good and what wasn't?
First few times it was horrifying, and I was just looking in a few seconds. Oh no! So uh, I would say it's a good thing to do, but I didn't manage to do it myself either. So maybe later when you really get accustomed to it. So maybe it's not maybe good. It's perhaps not that good for such a live show, but when you start doing videos like a minute or something that you just try to do, yeah, then it's good to see what you're doing. Maybe correct your posture. Maybe you correct the position where your microphone is, or that you don't take dogs to the live show. So yeah, you you correct it later.
Okay, so maybe for sure, yeah, it makes sense, right? To start with short form and something that is a bit easier to digest. All right. Well, Darko is dealing with the doggies. I just wanted to mention something that's related to what we've just talked about. If I was waiting to get the sort of equipment I want and testing out different tables and lights and all kinds of things that are interesting and would help me feel more comfortable, I would be making this video in a couple of years, if then. So start with the equipment that you have, what's comfortable to you. If you're a teacher, educator like me, if you're using something already for video, for meetings in any shape or form, I think that this is enough to get you started. You can talk, you can be visible, and you can share some ideas. And with time, maybe if we make it to 30 days and later, then we can upgrade and check and see what we can add and what could be a bit better. But you have to start somewhere. I went to Darko's workshop. That was the start, kind of thinking about this video idea. And he gave some really great tips. Some of them were super simple, some of them for more advanced users. And again, if I went through all of the checklist and try to make everything perfect, there would be a delay. So I have this lamp that's maybe not in a perfect position. I have a camera that's an inbuilt camera, my laptop, an inbuilt mic. I've even put away a more expensive microphone that I have because I didn't want to knock it down and just trying to do my best with what I have. And I think that's important to remember with English speaking as well. You kind of fake it till you make it. You use the language that you have in order to improve. You can't get to a really good level of English or any language if you haven't been in that low and then middle area for quite some time as well. I also want to say that I like that the dogs are with us. Even if it means that Darko is leaving me alone in the stream, they kind of help. So I recommend having pets around, even though that they make a mess. I wish I had a cat with me right now. Does anybody have any more questions to fill the void of Darko's black screen? Are you curious about anything? We are doing this in Restream if you're interested in the technical aspect. We wanted to do it through our Seen and Heard channel, but we didn't know that it needs to be a bit older or a showcase page on LinkedIn. Darko is the host. He wanted to make me the host and make me click on things as well, but I couldn't combine this with YouTube. So we made a host of mistakes at the start. Yeah, show us the dogs. I don't know if they attacked the equipment though. Maybe they want his full attention this morning. Yeah, he's still dealing with them. Um, we had some issues with the mic and the camera this morning. Darko has plan B, C, D, and F normally, which helps. I'm a bit more terrified today because I don't have a lot of backup plans. So I'm very happy that everything is working. Anya is asking something. What is your favorite thing about the video format? I know we all officially dislike it at the beginning, but I'm sure it grows on you. Still waiting. Hmm. That's a difficult question to answer because it's my first time doing this. Um, it might feel a bit more natural. I think that seeing when Darko is showing himself on camera, seeing his body language makes it feel a bit more like a regular conversation, and I can tell a bit better what his mood is or what he's trying to say. The tone of the voice says a lot, but but yeah, the visual aspect when you have it does help and make it a bit more natural. It's more like the the things we normally do, meetings, lessons, and so forth, and of course face to face when it's possible. Darko is cunning. Yes, I think he's not showing all of his cards. He talked about persuasion, but he hasn't told you about his very hands-on approach where he just comes into the messages and says, "Oh, well, tomorrow we're doing it." Or, during a test meeting, "Oh, now we're going to go live." Just so you know. So yeah, immersion and making me do stuff by just stepping back and showing his confidence in that I can do it. I think it's quite a clever approach. It's been working, and it's something that I do to my students from time to time. So I can recognize the trick.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can't see
Ah,
you.
okay, at least you can hear me. That's great. Well, it's not only with the dogs, it's a problem with technology also. So, thank you for keeping this show alive. You're doing a great job, I must say. So,
Thank you.
it's
We
not
all
that it
know it's
was
on
on
purpose.
purpose that
Mhm.
you that I wanted to left you alone, but at least I can see you can do it alone anyway. It's great.
Mhm. Thank you,
Yeah,
Darko.
and regarding the technology, I don't know. We started talking about some kind of technology that you needed, that you wanted to have a couple of years before you start working with it. So I'd say it's the most common problem that people try to uh, have too much technology is to start with too much technology and they think they need it perfectly done and all that, it doesn't really need anything more than a mobile phone to start with any kind of video, I'd say. So yeah, it's not that big of a problem to really do this and create video content or even this live show. And yeah, as you can see, you can even go without any camera. If nothing is working, then you have here. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's still working. Um, I can see a D, and I can hear a sound now. That it sounds
yeah, you
like a
can
coffee
see hear
maker.
sound. What kind of
Yeah,
sound do you hear?
now it's gone.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
it's back. I can hear a sort of
okay.
hum. Sounds a bit
Oh,
industrial. Okay, we have another question.
for the
Darko, do you
plans.
want to take this one from Tina Ribaric?
Why not? What are our plans? Our plans are to help you all with becoming better English speakers and um, being better with being on camera, at least with our shows and showing how to overcome your fears and how to um, maybe hear not only from us. We plan to have some interviews of some other people who have overcome their fear and have become seen and heard without problem. Oh, see what you did, what I did there.
Very nice. Very on brand, Darko.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, the idea is to explore different topics that are connected to visibility, communicating in a public space, visually being seen, and also being heard, being comfortable with being heard. Um, I think that your collaboration with your questions and comments will help us shape the future of the show. Of course, we'll see what you engage with the most, what you're curious about, and what helps you. So it's open ended in that way. What are the dogs doing, Darko? What's the situation on your end?
The dogs are currently, let's see, a bit asleep.
Oh, that was quick. From
Yeah,
from
from
activity
being
to sleep.
completely hectic to being asleep. That is quite a difference now.
I
I'm
think
still
that's fair.
trying to get my video going over a couple of different things. I don't want to just stop the stream, so that's why I'm still here without anything not working yet. Never mind. They see you, and that's the most important thing.
I would say now I'm even more convinced that it's on purpose. But the sound keeps on repeating from time to time. So that's a bit uncomfortable to hear. So if you can do something about
Oh,
the
this
mic.
sound.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure which microphone is working at the moment, which is another problem.
Okay, have one mic, people. Maybe one backup. Don't overdo it. Like Darko.
Yeah, but okay, I can mute myself, so there is no sound
Oh
nor
no.
nor picture of me anyway. So yeah, we can do it.
Oh my goodness, he's left me completely alone. This is full immersion, people. So I expect you to help me with your questions and comments. The idea of this show is conversation first, right? Not a monologue. I'm not big on that. So if we can open further conversation about this, that would be really nice. So as I talked about our plans already, they are pretty open ended. We don't want to stick to things that are just interesting to us. We want to make sure that it's something that's useful for you as well. So if you do have any suggestions, if you can think of something, this is something I can ask an English teacher, or something I can ask a photographer and somebody who educates people on video. This is something I can ask people who have some experience now with live shows. Go on, please ask anything that interests you. One of us might be able to answer and provide some help. Is this a bigger fear than a cold plunge in an icy lake or a bath filled with ice? Hmm. I'd say it's on par. Maybe a bit bigger at the start. Yeah, right now I'm feeling a bit more comfortable because I have 30 minutes of experience, and 30 minutes of experience in an ice bath would be a lot. Did you feel nervous when turning on your camera for the first time when you were in teacher mode? Hmm. Yes, yes I did for sure. I had similar fears of technical errors happening, which is happening now, and we're all still live and alive, which is good. The same thing happened at the start of the pandemic when I had online lessons with a really big number of students because it was quite chaotic at the start. I was in the Czech Republic then, in Prague, teaching at university, and the groups were 25, 27, even 30 students sometimes. And because it was so chaotic at the start, they were also allowed to change groups, and they were giving a lot of freedom because everyone was in this really stressful situation. I think at the university I was working on, we had the first case of COVID in the Czech Republic, so there was an atmosphere of fear and anxiety, and we were all trying to work with that. Life and alive, yes. So it was nerve wracking. I was trying to do my best, and I knew that all of the students were trying the same. And yeah, it's a lot of responsibility there. So making sure that they feel that they have my support and that I can be an example for them and how to do it in these stressful times. It was quite a lot of pressure as well. And we all did it together. I think the community helped, like you are helping me right now. Seen and heard, live and alive. I love that. Yeah. As long as we survive, that's the first box we tick. Do you have any other questions for me? This is a Q&A today, an unplanned Q&A session. Ask me anything to keep me talking. I will have a chat with Darko if this is intentional after the show. Any questions? Keep them coming. While Darko is cackling in the background, like is it Mr. Burns from The Simpsons? Do you prefer live or pre-recorded video sessions? Um, Actually, live sounded a bit better for me for the start because of this whole conversation that we had about hearing yourself, listening yourself, and overthinking, perhaps. This live format doesn't give me the space to overthink. So it feels like a more of a natural conversation, and that makes it a bit easier. Is it smart and useful if we get or have conclusions after the events? Um, I was thinking about it, to be honest, because that's what I normally do with the audio events. But this is where you can help me, perhaps. Because this is recorded, unlike our audio sessions, you can rewatch certain parts if you'd like to. So I don't know if me providing notes afterwards would discourage you from watching our show. Right now, I feel like please don't watch, which is not, it is not something that hopefully I will continue thinking. I hope that we do provide some value. So if you want some sort of summary afterwards, please let me know and I'll think about it. Tell us more about how you structure the lessons. How do you convince your students to do something you know they need? Oh, this is quite a long process and it's very dependent on the student. You need to get to know the person. You need to kind of understand their needs. This gets easier with experience because I think we're all more similar than we are different in the end. So you notice certain patterns, you can notice certain categories of fears or reasons why students take lessons with you, especially if you're specialized for a field, then it's even easier and even clearer from the start like, what these categories are, and you act accordingly. This helps you structure the lesson as well. It helps you know how big of an introduction you need, how much time the student might need to get comfortable. And this depends on their anxiety level. This is something that you have to kind of recognize at the start from the consultations and the first lessons that you have. Um, I try to guide them through questions. I try to get them to understand in a kind of Socratic way, I'd say. Try to get them to get to their conclusions with a little nudge. And this can depend on the person, right? Where I can recognize what their main fears and main motivations are, and then utilize that, and then get them to say it out loud, right? What they need and what they would find useful. Not a question, but I think the hosts always like seeing other people live on camera, even if they're muted. It feels more interactive that way. So LinkedIn should allow us to do that. Yeah, that would be nice. That would feel quite nice, actually, right? You are somewhere in the background typing, and if I could see your reactions and see what you're doing and how you're processing this whole event, it would be very useful. Actually, it would feel like a little community. It does feel really helpful this way. I'm really thankful for your questions. I hope that I'm answering them in a detailed manner. If you want some extra clarification, if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free. If I misunderstood something, feel free to add. Darko is completely lost. He says he can't even hear us. So I might need to. Oh, I don't know if I. Oh, here we go. I don't even know if I can end this event because he's a host. So we might be perpetually stuck in this conversation until Darko can return to us. I'm going to ask him this question while you are thinking of things to ask or comment. Okay. I'm asking him. Um, Language question, if I may. What are your suggestions on how to sort of increase and enrich our English vocabulary? I like the sort of, in a way, anyway. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things you can do. One thing that I like to tell my students at the start is that it's important for you to find an enjoyable activity. If learning feels like a chore, you're listening to something, watching something, reading something that you're not really interested in, but you think you should be doing it, right? Then it's likely to prove inefficient. So find something that's interesting to you, find something that's useful to you, and that you feel like you're learning effortlessly. This can be listening to something interesting, like our lovely one man show here, one woman show. It can be a series that you like, book that you like reading, articles, whatever you're interested in your first language. Try to find the equivalent or the translation. Even when it comes to books and fiction, which can be like quite a big step, then using something that you've read before and you're comfortable with can be a good start. Taking notes of things that you find useful is always recommended. So if you have a little notebook, and I would say physical writing is very useful for your memory. And then using the new vocabulary in a sentence that is about you, that makes sense to you, um, in your life, in your career, wherever you want to use English the most. So don't think of these abstract sentences that have nothing to do with you. Think of sentences that describe your life and that you can see yourself using orally. And this would be a good start to improve and consciously think about the vocabulary. Darko, are you back? I see you in a little window.
Yeah, I'm seen to be back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Could you
Okay,
come back?
great. At least if I'm doing from the right microphone, I really don't know what
I can hear
microphone I'm
you.
talking to.
So
Okay.
it's the right one.
Okay. From what I can see now, I need to move a bit. What I can see now, you're just completely immersed in this, and you don't actually need me, do you?
Of course, I need you, Darko.
No, I see there are a
Don't.
lot of questions, and you've been answering all the time. So there was some conversation. Thank you for waiting for me, and it really wasn't intentional. It just happened that technology just got wild today, along with both of the dogs. Well, okay, but now it seems to be working again. So thank you for
Okay.
waiting, and thank you that you were holding the fort until now.
Thank you for coming back. It feels better not to be alone, to be honest. Tina, I hope that I helped you. Oh, Branko.
Yeah, Bronco. Yeah, I see Edita is just a pro, so I don't know why I'm even here. So I'll just go away, and she shall continue.
I will have a little chat with you after this, Darko.
Okay, okay.
Anya asked about a new program, and could we tell her more about it? I'm not sure which one you're
Which
talking
program?
about, Anya. Yeah, is it my group language program or something else that you were talking about? If you can specify, I can
I would
answer.
say it's about your program. You were discussing with them, so I'd say it's about your program. We just did talk about what we plan to do with this project podcast.
Project,
How
yeah.
how should we call it? Show, podcast, project? I don't know.
I like project because it's so general. It
Okay.
includes a lot of things.
Yeah. We plan to put this on also on the audio podcast. So that's an interesting thing to be. Okay. Problem with the non-native speakers is that they lose words that they want to say somewhere in the middle of a conversation. Look
Native speakers
forward to.
as
I
well.
think I
Happens
don't
to
even know what I wanted to say before, but okay.
if it hasn't happened to you in your first language, then come on. You're a
Ah,
pro.
ah.
I lose words in Croatian regularly. Anya was talking about my group language program. Okay, thank you for that question. It's a program for entrepreneurs. So it's focused on business English for entrepreneurial needs. So things such as networking for entrepreneurs, using AI, that's a big one lately. So people have been interested in that one, how it can help them write mostly. I think that's my focus for this edition of the group language program. Also, how to do things like this, public speaking, how to engage with your audiences. This is all part of the program. And the reason I made it into a group one and I switched from working mostly one on ones is because I think it's more challenging for my students because they get to be visible amongst other entrepreneurs. So I'm hoping that they take me up on this challenge.
Okay, Anita, I'm not sure that you answered all the questions. I
Oh,
see a question from Janina. Did you see that one?
no, I did
No.
not see
What
it.
is your students' attitude towards homework, if you give them any?
Oh, I know why she's asking that.
Oh, oh,
It's
she got some homework.
yeah, she got some homework, and she can't forgive me.
Ah,
It depends on the student. Sometimes I try to reframe it as a challenge, like you did with me with this video show, and it works.
yeah.
Sometimes they don't have time for it, which is really understandable. So then we spend more time working on certain things, reviewing certain things in class. So it depends on the students. Some students really ask for homework, and they feel like if they're giving a task and a deadline, they're more productive. So they feel really comfortable with that. So it depends.
Yeah,
It's not a word
I
that
see.
people like.
Yeah, I see the same. If a person is more into that they want to progress, they will look forward for homework. And if they don't, if they want just a ready solution, homework is not really their thing, right?
It can be it
Something
can
like
be
that.
a matter of time as well. So I'm forgiving. It depends on people. Everyone has their own pacing, and you know, uh, people have very busy lives. So we don't need to do everything in a speedy manner. I'm not for quick solutions, so it depends.
Yeah, yeah. for sure is. Nabila asked, what inspired the name of your show, Seen and Heard?
Well, we had some other suggestions. Darko had some suggestions that could be
Not that
misunderstood.
much for public. Okay. I don't really remember that which
I
suggestion it
don't.
was, but it could have gone in a not really pleasant way if you look at it from a naughty perspective, let's say it that way. I don't
Right.
remember
There
what
there
it
were some,
was.
doesn't matter. There were some acronyms that could be taken either way. But
Yeah.
what I thought about was what our goals were, and then we brainstormed, and I included some AI help to give us a list of things, and then we agreed on this one because we think it reflects what we're trying to do.
Yes. And seen as in video and heard as in speaking English is basically what it's about. So it just sums it up completely with these two words.
Yeah. Yeah. Camera and mic, speaking and being visible. It's nicely combined in this one.
Okay, we planned, at least some kind of a plan was from your side that we could do half an hour, and we
Yes.
have gone much longer now.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about it? And most of this time you were alone in the show. So,
Um, I'm very grateful for everyone who interacted with me when you abandoned me. So I love the community. I'm loving the
it wasn't
vibes.
on purpose.
Sure.
Technology wasn't working.
So I feel good about this part. Thank you for your support. It's really, it's even overwhelming. I didn't expect that many people coming in and cheering me on. So thank you very much. Feels good.
Yeah, Rita, you're a champ. So you just gone through all of it alone. And from what I see, the reactions are really great. I couldn't hear or see what was going on. I'll need to look at the recording again. But thank you for going through this completely alone most of the time. Oh, we have a
Okay.
question from Branko. I'd say it's the last question before we just wrap it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, we should wrap it up. Branko, thank you very much. My students' progress makes me really happy, right? That's the goal. If we reach the goal, then we can rejoice and celebrate, and we can see that we are doing all the right things. So if I don't see the progress, then I have to change things up, which is also a challenge, and it's part of my work. But yeah, seeing them grow and progress is what it's all about.
Yeah, I'd say it's a great answer to the question. So, should we wrap it up? And because you were already hosting nearly all of the time, you can just how do you say? It's not
Wrap it up.
credits and credits at the end.
Oh, the rolling
thank,
credits.
fa-
Okay. All right. I will wrap it up. Wholesome. Thank you. Thank you all for your comments. You carried the show. It wasn't me, it was all the people interacting. Thank you, Darko, for pushing me to do this and making me realize that I will survive and that it works. It's all good. I think that we managed to be visible today and be heard today. So that was our goal for the start, to be examples for you. One of our goals is also to see you guys starting shows like this and being visible and speaking in English and connecting with the rest of the world. So I hope I'll see more of that in the future as well. If I can do it, you can do it. So let's end it on that.
exactly. Thank you for coming. So we should just what do you say? End stream.